Somewhere I feel like a restriction is there in CA because you can't apply abroad because sure. So yeah, I have started my career opportunity as a CA, but I've dropped in the middle after completing my CA inter. And
Okay.
afterward, I started as a ACCA because somewhere I feel like a restriction is there in CA because you can't apply abroad because it's not a valid degree outside India. It's not a registered, recognized degree is not there. So the recognition part is somewhere I feel hesitation, like what will I do if I need to go outside and it is not a recognized degree, how things will turn up. That's why I look for some other opportunities like CFA, FRM, ACCA, and ACCA was one of them. So yeah, and it's very similar to CA, and
Okay.
there I got a lot of exemption as well because of my CA background and my commerce background graduation. So that's why I started doing ACCA, and as of now, I have completed almost 12 papers of ACCA. I'm only left with one exam of ACCA.
Oh, okay. So there are 13 papers in all that a student has to give.
Yeah, there are 13 papers. Actually, they have divided it into three parts. One is the knowledge level, there's skill level, and there's a professional level. Even if you go after completing your CA, then you have to give your professional skill level examination, which
Okay.
consists of four exams that are there.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. So one curious question that I have is, can you start this right after you pass out from school? Like I know, my friends from my batch only they started pursuing CA right after class 12. What about ACCA?
Yeah, it's also feasible to pursue ACC after just after 12th, even after 10th as well. It's not only restricted to 10th, 12th.
Okay.
They can start after 10th. That's also there. So I guess the institute where I'm getting the teaching classes, there was parents that came in. They walked in and they said that I want my son or daughter to be the youngest ACCA in India. So what
Okay.
they did, they started their career after 10th itself. Not they don't even wait for 12th.
Hmm.
So they can clear out their knowledge level in the time being during that time as well, during that 2 years span,
But
along with their 10th, 11th, and 12th studies.
got it. But how does the student know that they have their preference in commerce? Like for example, we went into class 11th and we knew whether I loved economics. I have always been into the economics background, but that was after I did 11th and 12th. I knew economics is where I want to be. How would a student know in class 10th whether commerce is for them?
That, yeah, sure, that is a difficult question, but when you can start, it's a quarterly exam. So
Okay.
even after in the middle of the session of 11th or 12th, you can start it if you want.
Okay, right.
So
Got it.
basically, you will get an idea where you want to go, where you want to pursue your career on that aspect. That is possible to do so.
And what is the minimum time that one can, clear these exams and get through?
The minimum time spent is 2 years that they have, and after 2 years, you need to get a 3 years of certification, job experience in the industry, in accounting, finance, and other domains.
Okay.
Basically, that is related to finance, nothing other than that. Like your call center or anything, anywhere else that you can work, that will
Hmm.
not count as your experience. Because the professional experience they have, even your articleship experience, internship experience will also get counted if you are
Got it.
working as a finance intern, that will also count. But as you all are aware, in CA, that is not gonna count. Or you have to do a 3 years of articleship,
Hmm.
under which they pay a very minimal amount. They
Minimum.
don't even pay you that much, and you guys work as a, I wouldn't, I don't want to say it as a labor, because they treat you as a labor. You don't have any time where you can go out of office, and there will be late hours even during that time, and afterward their experience don't get count, which is a big basic problem with CAs nowadays.
Hmm. So I see that your profile is very it's beautifully made, that it goes all the way from being a consultant to assistant manager to senior consultant. So
Yeah.
what exactly was your role first of all, I would like to understand in Mazars as an assistant manager.
Basically, I started my journey with Mazars itself as an article assistant
Okay.
because I've done my CA inter. So for there, I worked around somewhere around 1 year.
Okay.
Around a year, I worked there as an article. There, I managed a few of their accounts, like in internal audit. There were some forensic audits as well. There were fraud investigation that were going on. Because of the confidentiality, sorry, I won't be able to say that much about it.
Right.
Uh, it was just about identifying the areas where fraud is happening for the company. That was a basic agenda for those investigation, and yeah, I enjoyed my work over there. But later on, as I mentioned, that I want to pursue ACCA rather than just to be restricting myself with CA degree. So that's why I left Mazars, and afterwards I joined SS Kothari as an
Okay.
executive, junior executive.
Okay.
Under there, I was working as a junior executive in the same domain, internal audit and forensics. There, I also undertake many assignment of internal audit, under which I have done standard operating procedures. I prepared few of the standard operating procedure and prepare RCM, IFC testing, those kind of work I have gone through. And there was some expense audit that I have done. So I have done with NBFCs as well. So those things I have done over there, and within the span of 2 year and almost 3 months with their side, there was one of my ex manager called me back, and they told me that there's an opening in Mazars. If you want to come back, you can.
Okay. Okay.
So eh, yeah, I got over there as well. So I went there. Previously, I was working in different industry. So I went there in another industry, which is financial due diligence, which is related to your financial modeling,
Got
budgeting,
it. Got it.
and reviewing, analyzing the financial statement. Those were the basic aspect that we worked over with. Over there, I worked somewhere around 1 year, 6 or 7 months. Over there, I got a promotion as well. As you mentioned, I have become an assistant manager. So yeah, and there I was handling my own client. There was a whole project that I was managing that is based for US that is for a basically US client. I have dealt with those, so there might be sometimes I have to deliver something and there was some urgency, so I have to stay late. Because in the consulting, you have to stay late. You have to work
Exactly.
than the prescribed limits. But in companies, there is no such things. But yeah, at the time of your closing, you need to work there as well.
Correct. Right.
So
Right.
that was a basic difference between consulting and industry. But in consulting, you can work on different clients, different engagement, different aspects, different industries you can get exposure to. But in a corporate, I would think your exposure is restricted to that service line only.
Got
That
it.
is a majority of the junk where people think that's the grab to take from. And yeah, while I have recently joined Protiviti um, as a senior consultant because they don't have that much of a band because every company has a different pay scale and
Right.
they have
Yes.
different band.
Yes.
They don't have an assistant manager over here. They have a directly DM afterwards.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
why my position is just same, just the name is a bit different, I would
Yes.
say, in that concept. And I've joined over here in internal audit and financial advisory.
Okay.
And currently I'm dealing with internal audit stuff like HR, payrolls, and procure to payment, RCM, IFC testing, those kind of things I'm doing over here.
Okay. Great. So when we talk about a typical week for you, what does it look like? Is it talking to clients across different countries, or is it an internal workplace? I mean, internally, whether you do the audits, or is it with different clients that you're involved?
No, actually, that depends on which clients I'm working, to be honest. Previously, I was working with a manufacturing industry, so I was going on a client place on a regular basis. And yeah, in my current company, they do have a lot of international clients as well. So sometimes I need to work with them too. That is also there. So basically, currently, I'm dealing with both of them. So, and I need to manage my team alongside. I need to work with my team managers and report to them on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. There are different kinds of report that we do. So that's the point over here.
Got it.
If I talk about my week.
So I'll tell you my personal preference. So, even, we get clients from different locations, and it's kind of better if you get a client who is from maybe Singapore rather than getting a client from US, because of the time differences. When you have to work with clients who are from US or UK, it means you will have late night. But if you are working
I
with Singapore, it is better.
No, actually, previously with Mazars, I have handled few of the clients which are based out of US and UKs. If I talk about that, I totally understand there's a almost 12-hour difference
Exactly.
between
Exactly.
US and India. So that is a little bit difficult to manage. And if I talk about UK, there's a 5.5 hour difference
Right.
in the time zone.
Exactly.
Even in even in Dubai, there's a 1.5 hour difference. So that's
Which
what we
is
need to
which
manage,
is
which is still
manageable.
manageable. Yeah,
Right.
which is still manageable. But if I talk about US, there's a lot of big time difference. So yeah,
Exactly.
we need to maintain our course accordingly with the time schedule that we have with each other.
Hmm.
Currently, I do have a client, somewhere based out of Greece. So yeah, we need to manage accordingly. That
Accordingly.
is,
Exactly.
yeah,
And
that is there. We, we can't
yeah,
deny it's a fact of the consulting industry nowadays.
exactly. So that actually takes me to my next question. How do you go ahead and do a work-life balance in these cases?
See, if I'm working late or if I have worked on any of the Saturdays or Sunday, so yeah, they do provide compensatory offer
Okay.
for those things. I would say for extra work they don't pay. First of all, currently there's no concept of overtime in most of the
Correct.
consulting
Right.
domain. But yeah, you need to work because you need to prove yourself, and you want to get. Sometimes you do it for your own interest. Like previously, I was so interested into financial modeling. I do it for my own good, for my own learning purpose. So that is also there for your own learning. You also learn new things like Power BI. This is a trending
Okay.
tool nowadays.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm learning that from one of my friends. So for that, I need to stay up late and talk with my friends so that I can grab the knowledge that they are currently doing, because they are not from commerce background, they are from IT background, and they do have a great knowledge about Power BI and software, because we don't work with them that
Right.
frequently,
Right.
and we don't need to work on the dashboard preparation and other things. For that context, I need to work with my friends too. So it is all about your learning curve. The more you learn, the more you will get.
And I think so that's a very good point, Kip, because just yesterday I was having a conversation with one of the data scientists, and he was telling me how Power BI is very important to tell the story to the client, to show whatever we are doing. If I have to demonstrate that visually, then I need Power BI and other tools also. So, any tool in particular that you would need in your domain in consulting, which may be very useful for people to grab?
Basically, it depends on what kind of consulting you are working in. If you are into financial due diligence domain, you will be needing some other tool. If you are internal audit, you'll be needing other tools. If you are doing SOPs creation, you will be needing other tools. If you are doing SOX testing, you will need another tool. If you are doing SAP, you need SAP. If you are
Exactly.
dealing with the ERP system, you need to deal with it too.
Right.
ERP is personally managed by every company. So that depends on what kind of work you are performing, I would
Okay.
say.
So,
No, not a specific tool is there
but
to perform
anything
all the work.
that, so for example, if anyone who is currently pursuing ACCA wants to become a senior consultant at Protiviti, anything he or she should learn in hand that is useful for him while he's giving the interview, or anything that is useful for them.
That depends on where he wants to go, actually, I would say. In which field they want to pursue their career. If they want to pursue their career as a fintech person who is into finance and as well as in tech, so they need to do data analyst course. That, as
Right.
you have mentioned, you were talking with the
Right.
other guy, right? So they do need to learn about machine learning, Python, and SQL. Those kind of things they need to learn, for
Got it.
that matter. And if they want to learn about they want to go into M&A, and that they want to get a brief touch of valuations and other things. So they do need to learn the valuation technique, the software that is used under valuations, how they value a company, what are the methods. So those are the things and those are the certification that anyone can go for. These are just a bit examples and other things.
Got it. Got it. So one last question that I have for you is, let's say that, you suppose you could go back in life and change one thing about your career, what would that be? Anything you think you would have changed? Like personally,
I
I
would
think if I could change something, maybe I would have gone into maybe RBI. Maybe I would have become an economist, a complete core economist, rather than becoming a data scientist. What do you think you would have done?
No, actually, as you have mentioned, I already thought of a change already in my mind at that time while doing it, and I implemented it in my life already. I have shifted from CA to ACCA. That was the change I wanted to make because uh, everlasting, I wanted to go somewhere outside India if there was an opportunity, and I don't want to hold myself for that matter. That's why I already implemented that change in my life. That was the changing point, I would say.
Got it. So thank you so much, Shivam, for your time. I think so it was a great session. And I think the youngsters and the people who are aspiring to do ACCA would really, really benefit from this. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thanks, Aaron.